Welcome everybody as we continue to look at Enterprise Architect Trechoro and our SysML 2 model. And today we're going to be looking at how to create compelling diagram alignment within Enterprise Architect Trechoro. My name's Scott Hubbard from Sparx Systems and I'm joined today by Stephen Maguire. Welcome Stephen, how are you today?
Very well, thank you, Scott. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah, let's get busy with this topic. The diagram's layout is quite important and critical to the way that people are able to understand what the message or the narrative that you're trying to get across. We've got our navigation screen open here in Trechoro, and just something I want to remind the audience about is that Trechoro is a completely new tool from Sparx Systems. The SysML 2 is a new and exciting language, and Sparx Systems have met that challenge by creating the products Enterprise Architect Trechoro. Now, it will have some of the features that people will be familiar with Enterprise Architect tool, but it is a new tool and it's not built on top of a profile. It has got completely new functionality to support the SysML 2. Let's click through on a diagram here from our navigation screen, our home screen here, and we'll click through. Now, Scott, there's a message up here, which I'm not proposing or contending that this diagram is well laid out. In fact, I've got a message here saying this diagram is not well laid out. So let's have a look and see what we can do with it. Now, the first thing we can do is let's make all elements the same size. Their size is distracting. There's no reason for them to be different sizes. So I can lasso all the elements like that, or I can just simply multi-select them with my control key down. Either way, all the elements are selected. Now, one of them has got what I call a stipple, the context border. That will be the one that will be the template for the changes that I'm going to make. I want the vehicle one. That seems like a much more sensible size of an element, or even maybe this delivery van one is. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to go to the layout ribbon and the alignment panel. The top row, same height, same width, same height and width. Let's click that one. Now all the elements are the same size. Now, if you can see what's going on here, we've got a part def, if you know your SysML, and we've got 3 different part usages. I can simply drag elements around like this, and that's quite a useful thing to do. I can kind of put them into some sort of an order. But what I want to do is actually align them. So again, this one has got the stippled border there, Scott. I'm going to multi-select them, deselect this guy here, and say, hey, I want everything aligned to this one from the top edge, say. So I'll choose from the bottom row, again, from the layout ribbon, the alignment panel, this bottom row, it has got aligned top. So I'm going to do that one. Now they're all aligned top there. Now they're the same size and they're aligned top, but they're a little bit too far apart. So I could move them like this, or I could, again, lasso the ones that I want. And from the alignment panel, the layout ribbon, I'm going to say space evenly across. Now I've got them spaced evenly across and their tops are aligned, same size. Now I can multi-select these 2 elements here and say I want the part def vehicle to be directly above this one. So I'm going to choose this as the template. All I'm doing is using my left mouse button to click onto that. I want them to be aligned to that. And now I'm going to say from the top panel of the top row of the alignment panel, this one here, align their centers vertically. Now they're aligned. I can move everything around like this. So that's quite useful. So now I want to show you something which is the smart placement. Let's imagine now that again I've got these things a bit kind of chaotically organized, and it's not very well organized. Now I can move things around, and you can see now that the space, there's a little indicator showing that space, a little yellow bar with little verticals on it, and that's showing me that the horizontal distance between those is equal. Now if I move it, it's not anymore, and so there it is, and I can see what's happening there. So I can say, look, that's the right alignment. If I'm going vertically, then you can see now that I'm aligned with that 4-wheel drive part usage, and that's good. So what if I come under here? So
you can get it right as you're modeling.
That's right, Scott. Yeah. So this one's aligned perfectly with the part def. Now I'm going to have it here. Now it's aligned with this one here. So that's a really useful thing to be able to very quickly, move things around. So I don't actually need to use that panel actually as much, because here I can just move things around and make sure they're aligned. There we go. Look at that one. It's going to be directly above that. So lots of different options. Now, it may be that people don't realize how to turn that off. And it was a new feature in, I think, version 17. But here it is we've got this smart placement enabled. Now, if I turn that off and I don't have anything on at all, then, I don't have anything that will help me there at all. But if I put on this one here, enable standard one, then things start to happen for me. Now, the other thing I can do is turn on a grid, which might be useful. So I'm going to show the grid, and there's the grid now, and things will, I'll be able to snap things to the grid, right? So if I look at that, I'm showing the grid, I've turned that off, but let's turn that one back off again, and let's turn this one back on, and let's go and look at that grid. So what I can do is go to the preference window from the start ribbon from this panel here, the appearance panel, preferences. And we'll cover the preferences in another video, Scott. But if I look at this behavior here, I can see that we've got this grid, object snap to grid. I want to do that. Now that 10 is a little bit too close for me. Let's make it 15. And we've got an auto tidy line gap there, which we'll leave on as well. Actually, let's make this, let's make 15, let's make it 20 to make it very clear what's going on. And we'll say we'll close that. Now you can see that my grid's got the spacing a lot bigger. Now, as I move these things around, they will snap to the grid line. So that helps me line things up as well. So, quite useful there. And, let's, again, we can just use with the grid on, we can still use all of our layout ribbon alignment things. So let's do that one. But the grid helps me kind of get a bit of an idea of where things are at with that alignment. So I guess that's, like a lot of the main things with alignment. You think of some other things, so there are other options under here we can see, and I'll let the audience play with these themselves. So I've got this auto multi-select, show guides, element bounds, same size, relative spacing, midpoint. So lots of different things there that you can turn on and off. Better for people to have a bit of a look at how they work, get a bit of muscle memory happening. So they're the things. The other thing, Scott, is I want to show you is that imagine that I've got these again like this, and I can use some shortcut keys. Now, there is shortcut key Control Alt and left arrow for left alignment. So I'm going to hold down the Control Alt keys and use my left arrow with these multi-selected first. So I want those, and I want them to be there. Now, let's say that I want them to be right aligned instead. So again, multi-select them, and I can use the right arrow, and now they're right aligned again to the one that I had picked as the context. If I Control Z out of that to get out of that, and I say, look, no, this is the one that's the context one. Control Alt again, that's the way. Now the other thing I can do is that I can space them evenly down again using the keyboard. So there are a couple of different things here. So to distribute them vertically, I'm going to hold the Alt key down and press equals, and you can see that's done. Now let's do them horizontally as well, and I'll just pull those and say that they're not very well spaced out horizontally. And again, multi-select them, and now I'm going to choose this one. Have a look, Alt key, and now so I was holding the Alt key down and the dash, and so now they're spaced evenly. So lots of useful things with the keyboard. I'm a bit of a keyboard person, Scott. I like to, keep the keyboard, use the keyboard strokes to save me time. Let's just now get this thing back into a proper view. Again, multi-select them. Let's say from the layout ribbon, the alignment panel, make them all the same size. Let's get these guys here. Let's align their tops. Again, space them evenly across. That's been done. And now let's align this part def with the part usage there using this vertical alignment. Now we've just got to move our connectors around a little bit there. And again, that's fine. We can move these up a little bit. And now let's change this guy here and say, look, the diagram layout is, the diagram is well laid out. And let's just change that text color. So a little bit of using an annotation there, and we'll change that to green. And there we go. So look, that's a little bit about alignment, Scott. I didn't want to go into it in a lot of detail, but it's give people a head start on how to get your diagram set up with a compelling layout.
Thanks, Stephen. It's been great to see how easy it is to have compelling diagram layout, and some of the tools and features both in the layout ribbon and some of the keyboard shortcuts that allow you to quickly make a diagram look much more compelling. To our audience, thanks for joining us today. You can find more Trechoro videos on the Sparx Systems YouTube channel. And as always, thank you very much for your time and effort today, Stephen. It's been great to learn about compelling diagram layout.
Always a pleasure, Scott.